I just wanted to do a little shortish video, to talk, about something more uplifting. I realize that some of the videos I'm going to do are very depressing, very negative in certain circumstances, and I just wanted to talk a little bit about what brought me to the process that even allowed me to have the ability or the desire to make videos like this, to be so open. It's not easy for me. You can ask most people I know. Although I'm extroverted in certain circumstances, I'm very much reserved when it comes to things that I don't want people to know about, as most of us are. But I think a big part of the process for me to be able to move on and be able to really put my issues and some of the things I struggle with behind me is to actually openly discuss these things. And that's what this whole thing is about. But I wanted to talk about the process and the organization and the group that I belong to that actually made this possible. I guess about 4 or 5 months ago or so, my life was, spiritually speaking and emotionally speaking, was on the precipice, and I was forced with a decision to make some serious changes, or I could possibly lose everything, my wife, my kids, because the person that I was not the person I needed to be, not for them, not for me. And I'm just very thankful to my wife that she still cared enough at the time to reach out to whoever she could reach out to hopefully find something that maybe could help me. And she reached out to a very good friend of hers and a friend of our family's, Pastor Bob, and he gave her some information about a group called Celebrate Recovery, which is a Christian-based, biblical-based, faith-based recovery program, and suggested that maybe I should go to something like that, that it may help. It definitely couldn't hurt. And I was very apprehensive about making that move. I made the decision quickly to do it, but I was very wary. I thought at first I'd just kind of go through the motions, and that'll make my wife happy if I'm just going through the motions. At least that'll buy me some time, and maybe she'll forget, or maybe we'll just move on. But when I got there, it became very clear very quickly that a lot of the people there were dealing with the same issues that I was dealing with. And were very open about it, and very, very adamant about the fact that this program had changed their lives. And so I gave it a chance. And, I shared a little bit the first week, and was still kind of apprehensive and reserved. But when I came back the second week, something happened during one of the worship songs, and my life basically changed forever. The direction of my life changed forever. Anyway, I saw that this group, this organization, this group was something that that interested me, that really affected me every week differently, made an impact. The things I learned, the things I talked about, really opened up my mind and my heart and my spirit to the things that I needed to be able to do and be able to see for myself. And it really makes a huge difference, because there's no issue too small or too big for this group. There's everything from drugs and alcohol all the way down to anxiety, anger, depression, resentment, issues with sexual immorality, pornography, issues with smoking cigarettes, you know, and I later on in other videos I'm definitely going to talk more in depth about the things that I've struggled with, but for the sake of this video I'm trying to keep it on a upbeat note, and the thing is nobody there is trying to fix you. If you're like me and you've gone to traditional therapists, they want to try to fix you. They want to try to give you a pill, or they want to try to, tell you, well, you don't need to feel that way because of this, or you should feel this way because of this. And that doesn't change you, that just puts a band-aid on the situation. And what this program really does for you, this Celebrate Recovery, it really, really changes the entire makeup of your spiritual DNA and your emotional and mental DNA, to the point where you completely change the way you look at your life and what you put into your life and what you let out of yourself. And to deal with so many of life's hurts, hang-ups, and habits in a non-faith-based or non-Christian-based scenario, I just don't see that would work for me. So anybody out there who's looking for something that does work, in 4.5, 5 short months, it's taken me from a dead soul. I always had a belief. I knew from my upbringing and from what I inherently believed, that I knew what my eternal spiritual situation was. I knew how it was going to end for me. And I still know how it's going to end for me, but the end for me right now is so much more full of joy. I don't dread it. I'm in no hurry, but I don't dread it. I look forward to it. But I also look forward to this journey that I get to go on with my wife and my kids and my family. And all because 4.5 months ago, a very passionate, grateful believer who's dealing with his own hurts, hang-ups, and habits prayed a very simple prayer with me. He said, "Dear God, your word tells me that I can't heal my hurts, hang-ups, and habits just by saying they're not there. Help me. Parts of my life or all of my life are out of control. I know now that I can't fix myself. It seems that the harder I try to do the right thing, the more I struggle. Lord, I want to step out of my denial into the truth. I pray for you to show me the way. In your Son's name, amen." In one simple paragraph, it completely changed the direction my life went. I completely handed over my spiritual well-being and my desire to repair my life spiritually, emotionally, and physically over to God. And since that day, and going to a Celebrate Recovery meeting every single week, even during Game 7 of the World Series, and as a Cubs fan, that was really, really hard for me to do. But I still did it because what's going on in me through Celebrate Recovery is exceedingly more important than anything else that could happen, because it's completely changed my marriage, my relationship with my children, my relationship with other people, my outlook on life, the way I deal with workplace stress. And I'm just very thankful that 5 months ago my wife still cared enough to want me to be a different person, And I'm very thankful to Pastor Bob for giving her the information that made these things possible. He was a messenger, but I believe that on that particular day that God called him to give that message because he knew what it would mean to me and to our family. And I'm blown away by the response to these videos that I've been doing. I'm blown away by what it's been able to do for me. And I just pray every day that somewhere along the line, somebody might see it, and I can be that messenger to give somebody the information that they can use to change their life. And I'm just very thankful that I'm in a situation where it wasn't too late, and it's never too late. I'm dealing with things for 20 plus years, and in a matter of a few short months, the Lord has replaced those shortcomings and those faults and those hurts and those hang-ups and those habits. He's replaced them with love and affection and purpose. And I never thought one of my purposes would be to share my story that I used to be embarrassed about, and now I embrace it because it's part of who I am. It's part of who God made me to be, and it's brought me to the point that I am today.